Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell. Welcome to a very rainy Sunday afternoon here in Moscow. I thought we'd head inside because of the rain, and an interesting market right behind me. I'll explain more as we walk around, and it'll make a little bit of sense. Just to explain where I am, I'm in the Butyrsky district of Moscow. The metro station is about 5 or 7 minutes walk down that street. Butyrsky metro station. Also the railway station there as well. And this is a very typical district in the center of Moscow. Bit of a mixture of older and much older apartment buildings of different heights. One of the more classic ones here, made of brick. And then all the scooters outside. These are guys that do the food deliveries. So if you're going to order from a supermarket, or actually from this market as well, maybe from the food hall inside. And this is Butyrsky rынок, or market, and it has 9,000 reviews on the Yandex Maps application. And there's a particular store in here that I actually want to make the video about, and I'll do that kind of towards the end of the video. So just give me your opinions of this market as I walk around, and then save your commenting for the very end so that you can understand what I'm trying to show you. The market is open every day from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Interestingly, my wife and I got married just up the street from this place, and there is a marital palace called Zags 4, not too far from this building. So this is a very typical market, or rынок. It's quite a mixture of different shops and businesses. There is actually a little bit of a map right here, and we want to go to one particular store. I just noticed though there is a betting shop here, and not the traditional way, I don't know, but you do it via computer and you can watch the games if you like. So let's go on inside and have a look around this market. Now, somebody posted a comment on my channel about going to a very poor supermarket. Now I say that quietly. There is actually some nice food here as well. Actually, also a bakery. And they wanted me to show a specific low-income supermarket. One of them happens to be in this market. So it's a little bit of a interesting paradox to do this video, because I'm going to show you kind of two sides of the coin. Now, my wife knows this market very well also, because her dentist is nearby this district of Moscow. And her dentist, this is his favorite market to come to. So if a dentist approves it, it must be good. And there's this kind of middle island here with some food places, and then also all sorts of different little kiosks. Now, what's interesting is the person that commented wanted me to show the bad side of Russian supermarkets. However, in here, there's almost the flip side, ryba, or fish. We've got some caviar, salted fish, fresh fish, also some tanks over there as well with live fish. Have a look at the sturgeon swimming around. So you can get absolutely fresh fish, or if you want some other types of frozen fish, maybe you're going to do soup. Also any types of shrimp, crab, also canned items as well. Now, I've actually not been to this market before. I do know the area very well though. And just interesting to show a Russian typical rынок. Now, where I live, about 40 kilometers outside of Moscow, We have one very similar to this, probably as nice, but it has very similar products and a layout. All of the fruits and vegetables. Now, I do like to point out that the videos I do are not about the pricing. It's really about the assortment. Because the one thing that's very different in Russia is no matter the season or the weather outside, you can still get any type of fruits and vegetables, almost regardless of the season, because Russia has a lot of neighbors where they can bring the products in from. So there will be a mixture of domestically grown things and then imported items which only have to come across the border from one country away. Or maybe from Costa Rica, pineapples, the peaches. We're all waiting patiently for strawberry season to come across. They even pre-bag the potatoes as well. A lot of people just come in for the staple things. Costa Rica watermelons, or I guess they're watermelons. Now I just want to keep walking around in one go here, just so you can get an idea of the market and what it has. If you need spices, so you can kind of get individual ones, or you can ask for the guy's own mixture and he can make a nice spice rub for meat, salted fish, dried fish. There's another one with spices. You can also get rice, dried fruits, dried nuts, any type of pickled vegetables you like. I don't see my pickled mushrooms. Pickled everything else. Maybe over here. Olives. Now, this video is actually to highlight a particular chain supermarket that's not known for its quality and look. And the point is, I want to show you this market kind of in comparison to that. There's the Coca-Cola from Afghanistan right there. So the actual market itself is broken up into different areas or sections, and depending on the one you go to or where you are anywhere in Russia, it'll look kind of like this. This is kind of what shopping centers look like before shopping centers became a thing. There's a shop here with wool and yarn, string, needles, thread, and then you can get all sorts of blankets, duvets. It's a place you can drop off dry cleaning. And this is a Russian typical shopping center. There's a bit of everything. Place here, I think you can learn to sew, and you can do sewing lessons. Also, they can fix things at the same time. Key cutting. And the height of Russian fashion is always on show when you come to these places. This is all one building. It's just broken down into individual shops, and then one of the stores there with personal items. Actually, it seems to have a lot of things for nail salons. So all the clippers, all of the creams. These are the nail dryers. I think that's the right word. My wife won't be happy when I say it all incorrectly. And then these are the e-files, or electric drills that you put the attachments on. My wife has one of these models, or I can't recognize which one she has, but they're here. And then another shop here I think doing alterations. They've got everything. So the way this worked in the past was there wasn't the big, huge, multi-level shopping centers. There were these low-rise buildings and markets that had all sorts of different things for sale. And ideally, the shops kind of are broken down into niches of products. So if you want some kind of makeup, personal care items, cleaning items, and then sheets, things like that, you've got them over there. We will go back through and see the food. I just noticed a nice alcohol shop here. Vino box or wine box. And remember, I came to this shopping center to show you one of the kind of worst rated stores in Russia. And then I come into this shop and see kind of very unique things. Is that Bacardi 10-year-old right there? Yes, very nice rum. If you need a recommendation, I'm right on there. Здравствуйте. I'm right on their door beeper to walk in and have a look at the collection of wines. Wow. That's a lot. Really, truly. I wasn't expecting to see this. If we need a wine, I think no problems with the stock. And then even the back stock right here is, I don't think he has any storage for the store, but it's okay. There's a few beer as well, but pretty much spirits and alcohol. Let's keep walking through the other side of the market. They've got a place here with a lot of different honeys, also tea as well. Have a look at the amount of choices. Now, the way the shops are set up on this side, again, they're kind of broken down into different categories. So you're going to get somewhere that's got cheese or milk, somebody with honey, somebody's got cottage cheese, and you have abundance of choices. Now, if you live in the nearby area, this would be your local place to come to buy products and food. You wouldn't necessarily travel across Moscow to this place, and this would really be more for locals. You might come by car if you live a little bit further away, but it's pretty much walking distance for most people. If you want eggs, and then some olives. This is salo, or kind of like the fat of the animal, but it's very nice if you have it on a piece of bread and butter. All of the salamis and meats. You've got a lot of choices. Actually, the section here with all of the cottage cheeses continue. Let's keep walking around and let me show you the last part of the market here, and then this particular supermarket. Have a look at all the eggs and different types, and then fruits. Strawberries look really good, and all the vegetables. There's more of these dairy producers, so you can get brands that are from nearby regions of Moscow. Also, if you want pomegranate juice, they have it as well. And then these little shops, which kind of have one of everything inside. Tea, coffee, oils. It's a lot to take in. Another producer here with cheeses, eggs. I think always the fruit and vegetables look the best and the brightest. Also, I think some pastries. The I've even got packaged vegetables. Check that out. It's looking more fancier as I walk around a little bit more. I don't recognize some of these. Okay, here is some sweets, chocolates. What would you be rather doing on a Sunday? Come to the markets, find something nice for dinner, or maybe stay at home and watch TV. It's lots of different ones. Здравствуйте. Спасибо. It's another pomegranate seller here, so they actually do the fresh juice for you. That's really flashing. It's like Christmas. So these are all individual different vendors or resellers. Is this like cheese? I think so, cottage cheese. I'm not sure what they have. And then we'll find our way around to the next exit. There's a butcher here or meat market. Pretty much any cut of meats, chicken, and then you can just tell them how much you want. We do this quite a lot where we come to a couple of different local butchers and we only want the amount to make a soup or some kind of a stew. And you can kind of get it however you want. The fresh breads here and pastries, and actually they do them right on the upper level here. I think it's called a tandoor, this kind of kiln that they do the bread in. So if you want the freshest possible one, he'll take it right out of the oven for you. And these are the ones he's doing right here. They're 70 rubles, so about 80 cents. And depending on where you go, they might be larger or smaller, depending on the baker that's doing them. This is the shop that I want to show you, called Sberbank. And it's actually in the basement of this particular shopping center. There's quite a few ads for other places as well. 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. If you want to get a job, they've got it listed there as well. And this is what someone specifically wanted me to show. Now, there is actually an interesting shop just off to the side. So that's the shop right there. And there's another clothing shop down here. And then there's a house market. I'm just going to walk in the entrance because it's a huge store. And if you need anything for your house, kitchen, it's right here. Need some new plates, some crystal. Have a look how much they've got. You would not know this is down here in the basement of the market. Very interesting store if you need to come. And then around the corner here, actually there's another market right next door. So there's a lot of people trying to compete. Oh, this is like house market or a repair market. If you need to do any repairs or construction. Oh, it's also got kitchen stuff. Check out this. If you need something for repairing, remodeling, it's a whole store back here of items. And we're in the center of Moscow or thereabouts. And you've got a market like this. And then all the cleaning products. Down the back is more items for the kitchen, kettles. And then the grand finale. If you're wondering the translation, Svetofor translates to traffic light. So you'll see here red, yellow, and green. And that's the rough translation of the name. And the way these shops are set up is it's not necessarily products in bulk, but it's products just set up straight from the pallets. And very typically they're in a basement or in a warehouse style place. And the most important thing is they just put the sign on there, open the front of the box, and you can get yourself a $5 bottle of vodka. You can get a lot of things very cheap in these places. However, it's up to you now to decide where you'd rather shop. Now, of course, this particular place is not so well known for fresh food. It's more about products that have got long shelf lives or packaged products, and also quite a lot of things that are maybe unknown brands or generic brands, but they're cheap. If you're okay with carrying 9-kilo bag of washing powder for about $6, you can. Actually, we just got one of these recently for our entrance of our apartment. These mats, we kind of got it right at the end of winter, but it's okay. The other thing too, when you come to Svetofor, is you're very dependent on what the last delivery is, because if something sells out, they'll just put something else on a pallet. And I think about 80 or 85 rubles is $1 US. If you want some containers, if you need a new frying pan, they've got them. Don't think we need antifreeze. Is that washing detergent? I think washing detergent in the world's biggest bottle. Couldn't even fit that on the sink. And this is Svetofor. Some like Fruit Loops for just over $1. Now these stores are always kind of hidden away, and they're not as easy to find. Of course, with the help of maps, you can always find one, but it's not necessarily convenient if you don't live in this immediate area to come across one of these stores. Trying to figure out what they are. So back here, some more bulk items. Oh, some shoes. Maybe we need some slippers. Some cloths for washing up. And it's always a little bit of a lucky dip what you're going to find. And you might recognize an occasional brand, but a lot of times it's much harder to do that. So they just bring the pallets in, cut down the boxes, put a sign on them, and that's it. Even the packaging of the brand that's delivered, you don't really get much to go off. But plenty of things that are very cheap. Maybe sometimes might be something that you don't like, so you just keep moving. Pickled tomatoes, very big jars. Pickled gherkins, like $1.50. This one about $3 for these large jars. So they do actually have a refrigerated section back here, and it's basically a cool room that they use. This is very normal. They only have a couple of different fruits and veg because they just get in simple deliveries, sell through it, and replace it. There's no point having a lot of stuff that may not sell because people aren't coming here because really what's upstairs in the market. Snacks. Let's have a look in this refrigerated section. There's a little bit more products back here. Now I'd say look away if you don't like the meats. But in the back, all of the sausages, salamis, actually milk, mayonnaise, these jars of pickles for $2 or so. I think even if you walk around twice. I think at some point you'll find something that you like or you want. Actually, the candy here, I think this, I don't know the name of this one, my wife buys it occasionally. It's in these bulk bags, so this is how they get the cheaper packaging, because it's for bulk display and sale. The shop is not necessarily beautiful. For me, the most important is there's an item on display and there's a price ticket on it. And that's what I always want to see when I go into a store. And you can go into the nicest shop in Russia, and if this price ticket isn't on there, it doesn't matter. You know, you can't sell things in the storeroom if they're not out on display. More pickled items. I think it's, oh, peaches, okay. Or apricots, maybe. Things for cooking. Oh, there's Maggi, we know this. Here's the seasoning Maggi brand. Now, is it Maggi or Maggi? I think it's probably hard to comment on it, but maybe you're yelling at the screen that it's one or the other. And then some juices. So these are not brands that are known at all, I think, by most people. However, for 50 cents for pear soda, or just over $1 or so for the big cartons of juice, I think it's okay. Sorry. There's even some frozen stuff here. If you need the crazy big apple juice, about $2.50 or so. I think my question for everybody really is, does it matter how the shop looks? And if it's a product that you like or you know and you enjoy, does it matter that there's cardboard boxes on the floor and things getting swapped around and changed around very quickly? Or do you need that beautiful looking store where everything is pristine and neat and tidy? Even got some, these beer, I think they are, or Kvas. I think some different beers, even some wine. I would actually grab a couple of things, but I'm going to another location for filming after this, so I can't really be carrying anything with me. There's definitely some nice biscuits, chips, and even these bulk candies as well. So you can get a whole bag there for just over $1. These mixed lollies, I mean, you put them on the kitchen table. Oh, I think we know there's noodles though. I'm fairly sure. 2 kilos of flour for $1. Here is the instant noodles, but I don't recognize the brand on this one, but 38 rubles, so less than 50 cents. Now, having come from a retail background, sometimes these sorts of shops bother me a lot because of the way that boxes are lying around and unpacked. However, if you just give 5 minutes to pick everything up, it's all good. Rice. These are the kind of bulk packagings of things. Less than $1 for pasta. And 5 kilos of pasta here. That's about $4 or so. Big Italian flag on there, but made in Russia. Plenty of candy stacked up. So where they get delivery, so they'll just get 1 pallet or 2 pallets of something, sell through it, and then replace it in the location. Simple as that. as I come back on outside, it's actually raining more now than when I started the video. I hope this was interesting. So the main goal of the video was to show you Svetofort, which was the shop at the end, the warehouse style store. And actually it really came about from a comment on my videos. Perhaps they were watching too many of the nice supermarkets, that I want to show some of the bad supermarkets. Was it really that bad? And showing you the market on the upstairs part rather than the basement. So we've got choices. I mean, the person that lives in this immediate area has a lot of shops that they can choose from. There is actually a Dixie supermarket a few steps away from that market as well. So I don't know how to end the video really. I think the secret word there will be traffic light. I think that has to be it, which is the name of the last shop we were in. Thumbs up. Where would you shop? Upstairs? Or would you shop in the basement downstairs? That might be interesting to see everyone's answer. Give us a comment, give us a thumbs up. If you want to join the channel as a member, see videos a little bit earlier, you can do that as well. And then if you want to follow me on my social media, the link to my Telegram is right here. And then another video will come up right here. And you can keep dry and keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, I'm off on another adventure. Bye.